this big document. And that was with regards to the drones. I actually have a change to the bylaw from the staff, which is surprising. What I was interested in making the point that gathering for purposes of taking off and landing remotely controlled vehicles under 25 kgs. There's a lot more to come on drones in the park, so I'll leave that for other presenters. The next presentation that I wanted to address is on page 28 in the same document.
We've actually got the submissions, which we've got under the easiest.
So yeah, 28 in this page here, at the top, it's just got first name Rod Young. It was about the brothel laws, and it just said that no person may establish or use land on a site in any of the industrial zones. And I've read what the police have said. From my perspective, it's a council job to provide adequate street lighting, so I think we can mitigate the police's concern about it not being safe in a residential, in an industrial area by putting lighting in. And then the police have had another couple of issues, but I don't think it's in keeping with New Zealand's legislation with regards to this to prohibit our industrial area from entertaining what is legal in New Zealand. So I would say to the police, we're going to put some lights up. Can we have you revise what you have to say so that they're happy? So really at the moment the only objector is the police, but I would, and my submission was for this to be looked at. The other thing I was questioning is why wasn't it to be addressed in a public hearing? We are addressing it now, so obviously that's been changed because everything should, in bylaws, to come to full hearing to complete that process. How are we going for time?
We're sitting at 10 minutes at the moment.
Okay, so on page 24, again on that big document, council may remove and cause to be removed, that should be omitted, and may recover the cost of removal from the person who committed the breach. If my concern about this part of the bylaw is if someone puts tyres on their property or something of that nature, if council's concerned with the way people operate their property, I believe that all ratepayers pay their rates so that council mitigates and fixes those things. So it should be a council cost to bring it up to standard. The way that the bylaw reads is council can pick anyone's property and say, we don't like that, we're going to spend $100,000 to clean it, you don't get a say in it, and then we're going to follow you and chase you for that money. Now, that sets a really terrible precedent. I think council should look at things related to hygiene and stuff, and that it should be council funded if they feel there is problems, and that will just limit that overreach which I feel could come from council picking on individuals. I know we had the earlier speaker who felt that he's been picked on, and I think it's important that our bylaw has some restraint for council. If we want to pay for it as a community, then we should pay for it and clean up if it's a rat infestation or insects, and do it ourselves because we've got the resources for that. But to just levy fees on people which they don't have any say in, I can see that being a very difficult precedent, and that's what I have said about omitting that in that bylaw. Do you want to save it for questions?
No, because it's not a question, it's a statement.
Okay.
So the only place that council gets money from is rates.
Sure.
So you support that all the rest of us
Yep.
that put energy into keeping our places tidy should pay
Yep.
to have that. You do.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Because the other side of that coin is one that I don't want to go down.
Right.
Yeah. So as a community, there's lots of other ways we can put pressure as a community, but I don't want to go that other route because it's a very dangerous precedent. And the other thing, it's only on residential. Why not put it on commercial players as well? But I won't go there. Okay, I want to get to the disability car park in Bridge Street, which I've done on page 27. So thank you for putting that in the Gazette at number 14 and ironing out any wrinkles that the staff may see that comes from it. And I'll report back to Ted Billett that it's in the pipeline. Page 18, the number of persons accommodated, and the data's there. When I read through it, it's not very conducive of having people in rooms. I've travelled, especially for Wellington, I've stayed in rooms that have bunk beds in there, and the number of bunk beds are such.
That's at 14 minutes. You've got
Okay.
14 minutes,
Yeah, so I would like that changed. The staff said no, it's okay, but I don't think the density of people with regards to having accommodation is the right balance. And if you look at the maths on that, you'll see what I've suggested is pretty much common practice in a place like Wellington when you stay at a backpackers and stuff there. I've given presentations to select committees at Parliament. I've stayed in the backpackers and they have a number of different bunks and a lot of people in the room and it works out fine. So that's that one. The person for freedom camping, I actually agree with that with regards to keeping it the same. So anyway, I'm rushing for the other ones, but I pretty much had finished it. The hygiene at the pools, I've suggested this for a number of years, and for me it should have been addressed years ago. It has to come to a bylaw thing for it to get addressed, and then the staff says, yes, we are putting up signs next week, but I have been asking through staff and doing all the right procedures as a person off the street using the pools. So I think we need to have a look at why it has to come to a bylaw to get done when it should be a normal run of the thing. A person having a shower before they jump in the pools is common practice. You charge them a certain amount of price. If they bring the ticket back and they've had a shower before they jump in, they get a rebate of 25%. It's very easy to, they're most welcome to jump in and pay the premium of 25 in the pools without a shower, but a lot of people will get that rebate and then they're all showered when they get in the pools.
You're up to 15 and a half minutes now, Dion. I will have to stop it. I want to thank you for the work that you have done on these bylaws and presenting your thoughts. They will certainly be taken into consideration when we are discussing the bylaws this afternoon.
Okay.
So thank you for the efforts that you have put in. Are there any questions of elected members? No? If there are no questions, thank you very much for your submission.
And I only missed out the first one on page 1, so that's the only one that I didn't get to address in my 15 minutes.
There are no questions and there has been some time allocated. You can speak to number 1.
Okay, so the number 1 is the right of appeal. So I believe that it must be in writing within 3 months. The way the council has it's like in 2 weeks, which isn't long enough, so they need to extend it to 3 months. And the council may appoint any standing committee of council to consider the appeal, and this will be open to the public and the media to attend. So they wanted to have it behind closed doors, but it's something that the community is interested in. The media needs to access it, and to be notified in the local newspaper on the week of the hearing and on the website 21 days before the hearing. The staff comment was, I cannot respond meaningfully to this, our faithful servant Mr. Fisk. And so that was just with regards to the bylaws administration. So those are things that come up. So it's 3 months and it's making it publicly notified. And that was getting back to that, what I was talking about with the hygiene. If council says there's $100,000 we're going to pull out something, that person doesn't have any comeback rather than the community. Well, this is a similar one as well, that I don't want to see powers of council be able to put undue pressure on individuals and not have the community able to rally round them and say, hey, we support that person for this reason, because sometimes you can get personality things happening within those two factions. And so by having it for 3 months, it gives them time and it also opens it up to the public and to the media. And that's a safety for staff as well as the council governance too.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that.